What's up, Falcon fans and non-Falcon fans? On today's episode of 7th Round, Atlanta Falcons NFL Mock Draft 3.0 edition, where I'm going to make this short and sweet and straight to the point on why I chose these picks. So on that note, if you guys would do a huge favor for your boy, hit that like button, hit that dislike button if you disagree with me or not, and also please hit that subscribe button. It'll help out with the Falcon Empire growing forevermore into the Falcon universe. So on that note, let's dive into the video. With the 8th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Tyree Wilson, outside linebacker out of Texas Tech. He will be our starting left outside linebacker for our brand new defensive coordinator, Ryan Nielsen. Wilson has the ability to play in two positions where he can play in a 4-3 defensive end where he can put his hands on the dirt to get after the quarterback that way, or play a 3-4 outside linebacker, a classic edge rusher where he can stop the run where he's dominant at and even go after the quarterback up tempo. One thing I love about Wilson's game is his physicality, where he can use his dominant prowess, especially when it comes to his elite arm strength and how he uses his large wingspan to get after the running back and get after any offensive line that comes towards his way. As a pass rusher, he shows quickness off the line and has the fluent athleticism and flexibility to bend the edge, and his favorite two moves are the bull rush and the swing move, where he does devastation to the quarterback. One of the most important aspects I look into for a player: does he have the motor, or does he have the drive to continue on with the play even though the outcome may not go his way? Well, I'm happy to say that Wilson's ability to chase down defenders with his quickness and change of directions help plays into his strength. His motor shows us in games that he is among the leaders in the nation when it comes to pursuing the enemy, with 7 sacks and 14 tackles for losses. With the 44th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft class, the Atlanta Falcons select Steve AVILA, left guard out of TCU. This is an excellent pick because he will be our day one starter when it comes to the left guard position, because right now on paper, the Falcons have Matt Hennessy as our left guard. Even though he did play center in the beginning of the season, then he had to transfer into the left guard because we were getting depleted at the left guard position all last year. For Falcons fans, if we truly want to believe that Desmond Ridder is our quarterback for the future, we have to provide him with the opportunities to get him into the promised land so we can taste the milk and honey in the Super Bowl with that Super Bowl Lombardi trophy, right? And how do we do that? We build and we beef up the trenches. That's how the Dallas Cowboys did it back in the mid-2000s, where they were steamrolling everybody in that division and outside of that division. And so on that note, this is an excellent pick because he can protect Desmond Ridder from not getting sacked, and also making sure that the running back, Tyler Algier or Cordell Patterson, or anybody else on the backfield can go straight through the line or do a zoom route, a cut route, inside out, or whatever type of run play, to making sure that we get great devastation down the field. So what I like about his game is that he shows good initial burst after the snap. He also shows vertical speed that gives him the quickness to go into second level in the run game. And for a bonus, his run gameplay shows us he has elite power as he drives back defenders. I can't stress this enough, you guys. This is probably the most important thing for any college offensive lineman to learn, is to understand how to use your leverage, how to use your size, and how to use your hand placement at the perfect time on the perfect play. So what do I mean by size? First, you have to understand most of the defensive ends or defensive tackles are probably going to be bigger than you and probably going to have a little bit more of a mean streak to you. So you got to make sure that you can shift any time in any position around the ball. Leverage, kind of with the same thing with size, but when it comes to leverage, it's how you perform your legs, your knees, the position, the motion that you put your body into, just in case when you're going to get pushed backwards. And then for the hands, you have to make sure when you're making great big plays like 20 yards to a touchdown playing drive, you got to make sure you do not negate that at all costs, because that would definitely hurt your team. With the 75th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft Class, the Atlanta Falcons select Rashee Rice, wide receiver out of SMU. Rice has the opportunity to be a one-day starter for the Atlanta Falcons wide receiver corps, especially on the right side because Mac Hollins has a one-year contract and everybody else has a one-year contract besides Drake London and Frank Darby on that position. So this is good depth piece for us. I will explain my reason why I chose a wide receiver instead of a defensive piece, because we cannot be one-dimensional. I understand the Falcons are a running team, and that's fine. But when that time comes, when we are struggling to find or gain holes down the field in the run game, we need Desmond Ridder to use his pocket mechanics to find open wide receivers consistently enough where he can move down the chains easier to try to get us touchdowns. So this kid Rice can give us that leverage just in case if the run game gets stopped. Arthur Smith loves to use tall receivers that can jump off the ball. He has an insane vertical and amazing body control to capture footballs out of the air with his 6'1" frame. And he also has speed to boot, where he makes defenders look stupid when it comes to short routes, in routes, curl routes, and just go routes. This pick can benefit on three key positions for the Falcons. Number one, make Desmond Ridder feel comfortable enough where he wants to move down the chain, basically as a safety blanket. Number two, pick your poison when it comes to offensive prowess, especially when you have Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and you have Jonnu Smith on the field at the same time, not also excluding the running backs on the backfield as well, where that means that the defense cannot double team anybody. So that gives Desmond Ridder a better chance to go on one-on-one coverage and getting the ball down the field. And my last point, this helps the defense in not going out all the time, where if the offense goes strikes out 1, 2, and 3 consistently enough, that means the defense will get tired and exhausted. And with Rice on the field, I guarantee you that the Falcons defense, when they have to be on the field, they won't get gassed. So that's a great pickup in my book. With the 110th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft Class, the Atlanta Falcons select Eli Ricks, cornerback out of Alabama. This pick is mostly for depth piece when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons cornerback positions room, because we have AJ Terrell, Casey Hayward, we have Cornell Armstrong, we have Mike Hughes, we have Daryl Hall, and we have a bunch of other corners at the roster spot. Even still, it's still good to know that you have capable backups just in case if people go down for you during the season or in the future. Because I like what Rick's game is. He knows how to pursue the ball. He's always going to be sticking with his man no matter what's the coverage in a zone, a corner press, or a man-to-man. And I think that's why I think the Falcons should definitely pick him up. Not just because of his 6'2" built frame, and he weighs 188 pounds, so that means he has speed for days to catch up on anybody. Ricks does a very good job in reading the quarterback and understanding where he needs to be at all times. Ricks also displays impressive leaping abilities that shows he can knock down the pass away with ease. He tracks the ball down well enough and does a nice job in getting the hands around the point of attack to avoid penalty flags. With the 113th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft Class, the Atlanta Falcons select ZACCH Pickens, D-line out of South Carolina. This is just another rotational piece that I think the Atlanta Falcons can definitely benefit from, because he can learn from under Calais Campbell, Taquan Graham, Timmy Horn, Jared Grady, and David Onyemata. I think those are perfect pieces for him to really get into the system and really understand how to play at every single down NFL snap when it comes to the DL line. And I think it's better for him not to jump out so quickly and just go out on the field without knowing anything, so we don't destroy him. And another reason why I really like this pick, just in case if something misfortunately happens to our starters, he can step in and hopefully play out to ball, because he has that extra training, he has that extra mindset where he knows he has to figure out where to go instead of just going automatically thrown into the field of fire, where he's comfortable enough to make these type of plays. One thing I truly love about seeing Zach Pickens' game is that he's a tackler. He will tackle anything in his peripheral. He won't stop at nothing until that thing is down to the ground. What I saw, sometimes yes, he does get beat, but you know what I love about that is he still goes after. Even when he's down, he still tries to make a play. That's what you cannot teach. The heart, the passion, the heart of the line, when you know you gotta fight for everything you got, and he's a havoc wrestler when it comes to that type of mentality. So that's why I truly believe that this is a great pick for us. Plus, he gets double teamed a lot, so that tells us that the enemy respects his game. With the 159th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft Class, the Atlanta Falcons select SIRVOCEA Dennis, linebacker out of Pittsburgh. This is another depth piece, but with a little bit of a twist, I think, because we have 44 already as our WLB starter. Then we have Nate Landfield, then we have Daron Eldridge, and then we got Malik Walker, and then we got Tate Davis's on the track. And I think most of them are probably practice squads anyways. But what I like about Dennis's game is that he has the potential to become a true starter for us. Because what I see is that Malik Walker has a 1-year left deal on his contract from 2020, right? Last year, Walker got benched, and just in case if he gets hurt during this season as well, you could put in Dennis right away because he has all the tangibles in his tool pocket to become a great elite linebacking core. So let me show you why. In just last year, in 2020-22, his senior season, Dennis has logged in over 635 snaps for the Panthers. He also had an additional solid 60 tackles, 18 assists, and 50 stops, while having excellent coverage skills down the middle field. He also tallied over 32 total pressures, which includes 13 quarterback hurries and 8 quarterback hits, and he had an excellent 11 sacks on that season. Now remember, in 2021 and 2020 and 2019, he was doing the same thing but not a starter. So this guy shows me that he has consistency enough where he affects the offensive side of the ball, where he just dominates and wrecks everything that comes towards his way, and there's not a lot of negativity I see with this guy's gameplay. One of his most important strengths is his coverage skills. Dennis has shown excellent awareness and anticipation when dropping back into zone, and has the flexibility and the speed to run with most tight ends over the middle. And let's not forget, he shows a lot of leadership on the field. With the 244th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft Class, the Atlanta Falcons select CARRINGTON Valentine, cornerback out of Kentucky. Yes, we have another corner taken off the board for the Atlanta Falcons in this mock draft, and the reason why, because I love what he did when he got the opportunities to ball out. For his final senior year, he showed out and balled in what he can do to bring to the table, because in previous years, he was always the backup. So when he got the opportunity to lead his team, he did an excellent job, what I think he did very well. So let's talk about the ball skills that he has shown on the tape. He has shown time after time that he has great zone coverage instincts, where he can attract the ball wherever it's going down the field, especially when it's going upward or underneath him. So he has the ball, the change ability to direct where is it going. He also has fantastic instincts, adapting and reading the routes where the running backs and wide receivers or tight ends are going to be. What I also like about him that won't be on the stat sheet is his tenacity and his swagger, how he carries himself on and off the field, and that has a lot of pride into that. So that's why I think he will be an excellent pick for this Falcons franchise for many years to come, if we do get him, of course. With the 245th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft Class, the Atlanta Falcons select Brenton Cox Jr., edge rusher out of Florida. I think the reason why he falls so low in the draft because of some character issues he has dealt with in Florida. But besides that, don't let the stats confuse you. Yes, in 2022, he had a down year when it comes to stat-wise. He only played in 8 games with a total of 384 snaps for the Gators. Cox had 15 total tackles and 13 assists while having 13 stops. As a pass rusher, he totaled over 21 total total pressures, which included 15 quarterback hurries and 4 quarterback hits that included 2 sacks on the season. So previous year, especially in 2021, where he doubled that, of course, because he played in 13 games with a grand total of 631 snaps, he recorded 27 tackles, 10 assists while making 28 stops. He produced 41 total pressures, which includes 21 quarterback hurries, 8 quarterback hits, and 8.5 sacks on the year. So he has shown he has potential, but how consistently was that until last year? And also, on his 2020 season, he gathered 4 sacks and 12 quarterback hits and 32 quarterback hurries, and he totaled 48 pressures. So he has contingency of getting after the quarterback. So I think what it is, he just needs to build on his character, and hopefully Arthur Smith and the coaching staff can do that for him, because at the end of the day, we still need pass rushers to get after the quarterback. If you guys are still here at the end of the video, thank you guys so much for watching it to the very end. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you agree with me or disagree with me with my Falcon picks. Let me know in the comment section below, because I think it's very important that everybody has their own opinions no matter what the situation is. So on that note, what do Falcons do? Rise up.